Hello everyone, Mystic here, and welcome back to the early end remastering of A Hat in Time. Last time, we entered Mafia Town, and not only did we acquire a weapon, 2 hats, and 2 timepieces, we made a friend out of Mustache Girl. Now though, looks like we're gonna have us come out from outer space back to Mafia Town. But it seems to be people are a bit more afraid. As you can see, the weather is different. Right now, it is raining. This means around Mafia Town are mud puddles. And while they wouldn't be of much notable value... Oh, first of all, new relic. You also can notice, there's a wanted poster for us now, and the reward is fish. But, if we walk into a mud puddle, we become covered in mud. And that causes us to scare every Mafia member that's idly walking around. And apparently we'll even lead them into the water to meet a demise. Now, I'm going to quickly go and grab this yarn. And as you can see, I've lost my mud. This is because touching water at any point will remove the mud. Oh, hello sir. Why are you acting out quite aggressively towards that nest over there?
That darn seagull over there took my camera. I would have gone and done a belly dive over there. No, but this belly's too precious for sliding on.
He's saying, as with R2, if you're moving, you may dive. He would have done a belly dive. This means after you jump, you can dive and have additional horizontal momentum. However, you can cancel out of a dive whenever you wish. This makes it very useful for jumping around a lot harder to reach places. But for now, let's grab the camera. And as you can see, the camera ended up being a badge. The camera badge. You can use the large touch screen button on a PS4 controller to move around the camera and take pictures. While not really all too valuable, it can have use in particular scenarios that we will come to later. But for now, we need to go back and get muddy. Again. Now let's see what he does if I've already got the camera.
You got my camera? Wow, thanks, kid. But I've actually got a ton of cameras in reserve. I don't need it. I was just looking for an excuse to yell at seagulls. You can keep it.
The whole time he just wanted to yell at seagulls. But in the end, at least we got a camera. Now, as you could probably tell, our main goal is to find that Mafia member that we saw at the start with the timepiece. However, the catch is we got spawned at the bottom of the entire Mafia town. And he just happens to be at the very top of Mafia Town. Meaning, we've got to travel the whole way up. There's also a chest right here. And a wanted poster for Mustache Girl. And for catching Mustache Girl, they will give an octopus. The chest had even more yarn. But, for now, let's climb up and go towards the top of Mafia Town, where that man is surely waiting.
What the? Huh? It's slimy space alien! Mafia's a spaceship! Mafia knew all along! Mafia is being invaded by aliens! Ah!
And as you can see, he is so terrified of us, he is running. But unlike other Mafia, he can actually jump. Meaning, it's time to give chase. Now, he climbs up there, but that's too high and there's a ledge. So what we do is we take a different approach. And we carry on following him. Right here, he just jumps all the way up in a single move. But you can see you can actually wall jump using that as a primary example. And it seems to be he's come to the end of the line.
Leave Mafia alone, you monster! Here, if Mafia give you this, will you go away?
In exchange for us just leaving him alone, he will give us the timepiece. So let's take it. Now, with that all done and dusted, it's time that we finally go through with Mustache Girl's plan to take down the Mafia. As you can see though, and I've neglected to say this till now, every act has a different image which represents roughly what happens in the chapter. This time, in Mafia Town, we spawn at the top by this cannon. Cannons in Mafia Town are a form of fast travel, however this one goes different. That cannon leads us to the HQ. So Mustache Girl just wants these three gone, and as you can see they're throwing cans at her, which phase through her. So let's just deal with them.
Good job, kid.
Now, before we actually go in, we want to go to one particular place. And that place is behind the HQ. As back here is a chest. And inside this chest is a rift token. Final collectible which you can obtain out of chests, which is very vital to getting all the costumes and stuff. And now we have entered the HQ. And there's a Mafia member taking a timepiece into the theatre. Now, despite how evil, I guess you could call the Mafia are, they have a very nice design in terms of this building. Based around a casino for quite the majority of the main lobby, it is surprisingly well designed. Now, in here you can see there's a key. By touching the button, the gate opens, but the moment you're off, it drops. You can also enter the Mafia's room, and the girls' one is also Mafia. But for now, let's go in. And inside is a chest with another Rift token. You might be questioning what's going on in this room. Well, there is one way of finding out. Activate the camera badge, and you can see there's a Mafia man in here, just staring at the toilet. So, it's actually unsure as to what on earth is happening in there. But you can assume it's related to that Mafia man.
You should leave. This is no place for a little girl. Most places not for child, but especially here.
As you can see, the badge seller's also here.
Not everything I sell is of value. I also sell terrible badges, and yet people buy them anyway.
As you can see, the badge seller is now selling a badge pin. This will let you have, at one given time, 2 different badges. So, let's buy the item magnet. And now, we have 2 badges. As you see, pawns just automatically get attracted towards me. And as you saw earlier, I won't take full damage. As a nice little Easter egg or achievement, sitting down in enough locations gives you the achievement, if I fit, I sit. But this particular sitting spot is interesting.
What's troubling you, little girl? Mafia not know what child drink. Whatever problem is, Mafia sure you can deal with it. You look like tenacious type, not leave problem alone. Other little girl running to kitchen, if you are looking for her. She look like unruly type. Keep eye on her.
And with that, we now know Mustache Girl is an unruly type. You'll also see the Mafia member has money. But it's important to keep an eye on her, he said. As that Mafia member is a lot nicer to us, you can assume he might be speaking the truth. Now, up on the ramparts are mice. This is the only time they're ever an enemy, and the only time they're ever actually in the game. However, as you can see, I'm having trouble jumping along the ramparts because I just want to get through quickly. As at the opposite end from the bar is a cat.
The Mafia are terrible at cooking, but fear not. Cooking Cat is here. I prepare the actual dinner up here and swap the food before anybody eats the Mafia's cooking. I'm fairly certain someone would die if they ate the Mafia prepared food.
That shows just how bad of cooks they are. Now, I've collected a bucket of what looks like crabs, but there's a little glitch which I like to use quite a bit. But it looks like they may have patched it with the DLC. Oh wait, no. As you can see, you can stack items, which eventually acts in very strange ways. As you can see, the bucket all the way up by the ramparts is still moving when I move. So, let's go and put that on the button. There we go. We got the key. And after walking out, the gate shuts anyway. And you can't pick up the lobsters. Or crabs, or whatever crustacean it is. Now that we have this key, let's go to the kitchen. And let's see their cooking. This appears to be the Mafia's excuse for food. Certainly doesn't smell like it though. You could probably taste some, but you're not sure that's something you want in your repertory. In other words, you don't know if it's poisonous. Now, if you came in here without the key, Mustache Girl would point out that the door is locked, and that you would require a key. But we already have it. So what does she say?
Go ahead, kid. Open this thing up and I'll keep guard here.
Apparently, she's just going to keep guard as we enter. And welcome to the freezer room, which has a vent. Not sure if it's the best idea for a freezer to have a vent, but and now we got to crawl in. And very luckily, that vent ended up bringing us into this very rich-looking room, which just so happens to be the theatre. And there he is up ahead, the Mafia Boss. There's also a funny little Easter egg. There's a switch buried in the pile of non-distinct currency. Pull it. Pull the switch out of the pile and put it in your bag. Your collection of improv comedy props grows stronger. And if you were to open your bag, you don't see it. The entirety of that is one giant gag. But albeit a funny gag. Now we got to deal with two Mafia. And just like that, they are done. Now, there's two heart pods in here in case you're hurt. And there was some back by the entrance over there. But now, time to face the first actual boss of the game.
So, it is you!
Yes, it is I, Hat Kid.
Ever since you landed in Mafia Town, it's been raining with these magical hourglasses. You must be very lost, kid with the hat. You're in the heart of our town, standing before the most powerful man you will ever witness. Everything you've ever owned belongs to me now, including this hourglass piece. If you want it, we'll have to settle it in true Mafia style.
You might not be able to understand quite as well, but the Mafia Boss seems to know at least a bit about timepieces, due to him calling them magical hourglasses. showing that he does know a little bit at minimum.
Lights, action! It is showtime!
Prepare for the first boss. Bosses can only be hurt when they're blue if they turn blue during the fight. The Mafia Boss in Phase 1 has a few attacks. The most notable ones to worry about are the sandbags, him rushing you and spinning, and Supercharge, which makes shockwaves go across the floor. Whenever this occurs, that means they're entering their next phase. Now he jumps to the background, throws his cleavers, and jumps onto the stage. And now, during his sandbag attack, a Mafia member will run across the screen.
And soon you will both perish.
Let go of me, you psycho!
Doesn't take long, once you reveal Mustache Girl, for him to enter Phase 3, where the Mafia turn to a giant ball he can roll on. In order to hit him, you stand in the one crevice, then jump into the crevice to hit him. Now he's spinning, moves faster, and supercharges Ultra, where now there's jumping bullets, and Mega Charge is just an extreme fast version.
I'm gonna get you! Ultra Charge! Mega Charge!
It shouldn't be much longer, though, until we defeat him. There it is. We have defeated the Mafia Boss. And just like that, we have obtained the timepiece.
So what do these things do anyway? Are they some sort of rare collector's item for nerds?
It is here
Are they some sort of rare...
that Mustache Girl learns the power of the timepiece. Due to it being connected to time, it can rewind time to a state where it wasn't broken.
Whoa! What? Well, did you know about this? This is crazy! Do you even realize what could be done with these? We can make it so that you never got punched in the face by the Mafia that one time.
That didn't happen.
We could beat up the Mafia, travel back in time, and then beat them up again!
That's pushing it a bit.
No, wait. We can make it so the Mafia never arrived on the island!
Now here's where a principle comes into play, which Mustache Girl's not realising. With theories around time, this is known as the ripple effect, where if a change in history is made, the further back it is, the greater influence it will have upon present. We don't know how long the Mafia has been on this island, so a change like that could be very, very instrumental to possibly catastrophic events in present.
Wait! Even better! We could be crime-fighting time travelers!
this still shares the same problem as the Mafia never arriving. We would influence time too much, and for all we know, we could make it unstable and fall apart.
Wait, what? This doesn't make any sense. You have all this power, and you're not gonna use it to fight evil? If you're not gonna use them to fight evil, then I will. I'm not gonna let this island remain as Mafia Town. I'll collect all the timepieces for myself. You have my word on it.
And now we realise Mustache Girl has pickpocketed half of my ponds. So, all the ponds that you have get halved after you beat the boss. This makes it very useful to use them all up on badges. And now, we're enemies. Little fact, that bar to show friends and enemies for with Mustache Girl, that is the only 2 times it will ever appear. Once you beat Barrel Bell, and once you beat the Mafia Boss. Now, something major has come to attention. That being, we can unlock the next area. But before we do, let's quickly head back towards Mafia Town and see what's new. As 2 new chapters appear, and so does a time rift. Every chapter, at minimum, has 1 time rift. Time rifts are able to be found in the open in any level. In order to access the timepiece within the rift, you need to find the rift and jump in. We also though have 2 new acts, which if you notice, we also skipped an act, as we got 1 to 4, and then 6 and 7, meaning we missed Act 5. A Hat in Time is non-linear. You can play in any order you desire. So, let's do the Golden Vault. We start right by the vault itself. It needs 4 codes, but these codes are the furthest away from any vault. Meaning, they're probably the hardest to find. But that's where the ability to check where they are from the vault comes in handy. The first one is over here. Now, the other vault codes can be easier or harder dependent on how well you can perform. As you can see, another one is just over here, making it quite an easy code as well. First, let's quickly talk to the badge seller.
Please, disregard my twitchy behavior. My body has been to places that have left a permanent mark.
As you can see, he has another new badge, projectile badge. This allows for another new attack type, where you can hold square and fire a beam. However, due to it costing 300 pons, you most likely won't be able to obtain it for a while. For now then, let's go around collecting up golden vault codes. There's also a PC yarn here I missed. But, right here is the third vault code, leaving just one more to find. And if you followed the route I took, you would realise it isn't that bad to find the golden vault codes. As, if you come down over to here, and look by the ship, besides the fact that there's a piece of yarn on the ship, you'll also very quickly notice soon there's the final code.
All mine.
Now, with all 4 vault codes for the Golden Vault, all that's left to do is go back to the vault and open it. This mission is probably the easiest one in Mafia Town, as all you need to do is collect the 4 vault codes, and if you know where they are, you can do it in a matter of seconds. I will state though, if you do desire to initially hunt for the Time Rift, make great use of the image you have, because commonly there's one thing it will show which will completely tell away where it is. As you can see, I'm not around it, but that's because it's by rushing water in a sewer vent. You also might be questioning, why is that not destructible when this is? Well, it isn't destructible, because you've got to do a pond collecting challenge. And the reward is that the stairs get lifted up, and you can obtain this piece of yarn. There is one other final vault to find, which is the green vault. It has the most codes, but they're possibly the least spread out. As from that one, you can easily spot this. This is Mustache Girl's secret little base, containing a piece of sprint yarn. Before I forget, I noticed it. Also, I should point out, you can swim in this game. However, Hat Kid does have a certain amount of time until she will run out of breath. And, just like that, the green vault is open. And this one contains a rift token and a lot of ponds. Now with my pawn count more than doubled, as I had just below 100 last time, let's go and let's finally open the golden vault. Red umbrellas have the best bounce, followed by yellow, and the worst bounce is blue. But now that we're back at the top, let's open the golden vault. Rather than producing any pawns or any reward, it is where the timepiece was. And like that, 5 timepieces have been collected. With 5 timepieces, a new intruder comes along, which is Cooking Cat. So, why don't we talk to her?
What a lovely spaceship you have here. Sorry for the break and entering. I just really wanted to see what an alien spaceship is like. You know, I expected aliens to be more green and probably with a thirst for flesh. But I guess you aliens come in all shapes and sizes, huh?
This reminds you, Hat Kid isn't human. Hat Kid is indeed an alien. Due to this fact, and the fact that she looks so human-like, a lot of people in the past made theories about what Hat Kid truly is, in terms of what race. And some people landed on the British television show Doctor Who, with her being a race known as Time Lords. This fits due to how her fuel is timepieces, and how she can travel at ridiculous speeds, and for all we know, plausibly time too.
Hey, if you're looking to explore our planet, you'll need to understand it first. Otherwise, you won't know if you're stepping on grass or quicksand. Don't know how to identify relics? Fear not, Cooking Cat is here. I'll let you have this burger cushion relic for free.
And she gives you a relic piece.
You can identify this relic at the podium. If you place them on the podium in the correct order, you might be able to make sense of it.
This says, more or less, that in order to create the relic, you need to put the relic pieces in the right order.
If you're able to identify a relic, something great might happen. You never know, so keep an eye out for relics. I've taught you everything I know about relics.
Now, the reason having 200 pawns was very handy is, besides the 100 pawn payment for the next chapter, these are relic stands, and to repair them you need pawns. So let's repair the first one, and let's make the burger cushion. It's a match. You discovered a relic, or you identified a relic from this strange planet. Identifying a relic will cause something special to happen within the chapters. In terms of the relics you obtain, it is in chronological order via chapter. So the relics that we got at first were chapter 1, but we only got one, as Cooking Cat here gives you the only other piece. So this means the other relic part we have is for this chapter, chapter 2. Now, upon entering again, something unique will be different. Another time rift, but this one is purple. I'll get to why that's so special once we do Heating Up Mafia Town.
Look at mess. This is terrible. Someone turn on all faucets in Mafia Town. Same faucets that control the town volcano. Was it you, child? No? Mafia think he saw a little girl turn on all faucets.
He saw Mustache Girl turning on the faucets, meaning this is her doing.
Little hat kid, can you save Mafia Town by turning off all faucets? If you close all, maybe water start flowing again.
Our goal is to turn off all the lava faucets. Now, essentially, we are playing a game of the floor is lava, where all water and the majority of paths are now entirely made out of lava. So, you got to do parkour towards all the faucets, and in order to turn them off, you need to hit them 3 times. This means that the flurry can almost instantaneously deactivate them. Oh no. Oh. Well, that was strange, but either way, as you can see, since we got hurt by lava, Hackett is now charred. There we go, the char has finally ended. But, you might also have noticed, during the little video showing off the world a bit, you could hear a strange sound. That sound is in fact the sound of a nearby timepiece in the form of a rift. So, with the rift there, what do I want to do? Do I want to finish off the faucets? Or should I go ahead and do the rift? I would recommend, if you're in a level that you already have done, then it's better to do the rift. But, if you choose a level that you've not completed yet, do the level first. You might also be questioning, what exactly am I doing right now? I just took a more unorthodox way of heading towards this faucet. And now, let's deactivate this faucet. As you can see, there are a total of 6 faucets around the entirety of Mafia Town. Some faucets are really easy, and others are like that one that we just did, which are incredibly difficult. For completing this pond challenge you get nothing, so it's just good for collecting ponds. Now, Mafia Town has a lot of ladders. I advise use these ladders as much as you plausibly can, as you never know what route they lead, and if the route might be the best route for you. Now that we're down here, this is a quick event parkour, as these platforms will deactivate once you step on them. However, the majority of them you need to also dash to cross. And all the way out here on this machine is a rift token. So, let's deactivate this. As you can hear, the music's now changed. Okay. We progress on further. Now this faucet might seem tough since, well, there's no direct path from this side to get to it. But, as long as you gain enough height, you can double jump and dive over to it. And now, the final faucet. This one won't be that hard, as long as you drop down here, here it is. Now the lava coming out the top turns into water, and the cannon opens up. However, the floor is still lava, so still be aware. Now it's our mission, just like with the third act, to climb all the way back up to the top. And now that we're up here, we hop in the cannon. And we're greeted by a lot of Mafia cheering for us. A throne of sorts, and a timepiece with golden Hat Kid statues.
You did it! Small child saved Mafia Town! Now Mafia no longer need to eat lava for breakfast. Amazing! Please, take this as trophy. You are truly the hero of Mafia Town!
And like that, we turned into their hero. Also, do not mind the man over there T-posing to insert his dominance. So, are the Mafia truly bad? If we're their hero? Now that I have collected 6 timepieces, the final act appears, and so does the final rift. Even though I can unlock the act, it is still locked as we are missing a key item. Without said item, you cannot gain the timepiece at all. So, for now, this will be the end. Next time on A Hat in Time, we're going to go and see what these rifts are all about. And maybe we'll deal with this one that's floating around the telescope. This is Mystic Gamer, and goodbye.